Let's make tender tamarind leaves, prawns or shrimp pulav in a mud pot. So initially you have to wash all the shrimp with remove the tail, shells, everything. Wash it thoroughly. Then add the shrimp to a bowl and add water, turmeric powder, salt to it, and let it boil for a bit. Meanwhile, wash your tamarind leaves, the tender tamarind leaves, and remove all the stems or any unnecessary waste in it. Meanwhile, your shrimp is well cooked. Now, once the shrimp is well cooked, we are going to drain it later. And while the shrimp is still about like it's very hot, let's blend the tamarind leaves into not a very thin paste, but just as a consistency where you don't bite the stems or anything. Now drain the shrimp that's boiled, and once that is drained, take a mud pot, put it on the stove, turn the stove on, pour oil in it, and it takes a little while to heat. Mud pots generally take a bit time to heat, but once they are hot, it gets hot very soon. Then add chopped onion to the oil that's hot. To that chopped onion, add cinnamon stick, ginger garlic paste, turmeric powder, salt, and then add the spice blend. The spice blend that I'm using here is garam masala, dhania powder, jeera powder, roasted jeera powder, and roasted methi powder. It's the mixture of all that. Add that to the onion, cooking onion. Then mix it all well until all the aromas are like until you smell the aroma from cooking. Once that is done, to this now we are going to add our drained shrimp. And once you add the shrimp, we are going to add some salt, chili powder, and to that we are going to add the blended the tamarind leaves that we blended to the shrimp, and then we mix all this thoroughly. To that we are going to add a little water too, and then mix it once again so that all the tamarind paste, the chili powder, and the salt is well mixed with the shrimp, nice and good. After thoroughly mixing, just close the lid and let it cook for a bit. Meanwhile, on the adjacent stove, just put a pot with water in it, so that here we are trying to cook the rice for the pulao. So once the water is hot, add sajira. Like after adding sajira, then we are going to add some spices like bay leaves and bagara flower and anise to the water. To this water, we are going to add salt too, so that when the rice is cooking, it's gonna stick to the salt is gonna stick to the rice, and the rice is a little saltier in taste, which is what it's supposed to be whenever you're cooking pulao or biryanis. And after that, we are going to add a spoon of ghee, which makes the rice not stick to the grain. The rice will be very, the grains are not going to stick to each other. That's the reason we add ghee. And once the water is at a boiling point, add soaked basmati rice. I already soaked this basmati rice before I started cooking the prawns or shrimp. So it's somewhere around 30 minutes. That is enough time for the rice to soak. And now we add that rice, the soaked and drained rice, to the water. And meanwhile, let's check on our prawns, how they are doing. It looks good. I think it's almost done. It's at the point where it's at perfect texture. All it needs is the rice to be added to it. And this is a perfect time for you to taste, because once the rice is added, there is nothing we can do. So for me, I felt like it needed a little bit salt, because the tamarind leaves were not as that it doesn't have that sour, or like not sour, the tanginess to it. So it needed a little more salt for it. And one, mix it well again, just, and wait for the rice to cook. The rice looks completely, like almost 80% cooked. Now it's the perfect texture we need to add this rice to the pot now, mud pot, to make the pulao. So now we are going to drain this. You can either drain it completely in a drainer, a colander, and add the whole rice. I'm just using the strainer, like, and draining the rice and adding it to the pot next to it. It's just to not use one more dish, that's all. If you want, you can drain it completely and add it. Once all the rice is added to the pot, now we are going to add a spoonful of ghee, so that the rice is going to be nice and fluffy. And once the ghee is added, just mix it well, spread it out evenly, and then we are going to close the lid. You can add to this, you can add mint, like pudina, coriander, and coriander leaves and pudina leaves, nicely chopped, and fried onions. But it felt like it's going to overpower the tamarind leaves taste, so I skipped that part. If you want, you can add that too. Then close the lid and let it cook for 10 minutes without disturbing it. If the lid is tight, that's okay. You don't have to add any foil or any cloth, so that the air doesn't escape, the vapor, the steam doesn't escape. But my lid is locked completely, the steam doesn't come out, so I am not using any foil or any cloth here. But if you feel like the steam is coming out, it's preferable to use something like a cloth or aluminum foil to just block the steam. After 10 minutes, this is how my rice looks. From here, it doesn't look like it's a pulao, but once it's completely taken out into a different vessel, you can see how the pulao turns out. I took it out into a different container. This is the end product. Look how roasted and tender the shrimp is. The pulao turned out so good and tasty. If you like it, make it. Hope you like it.